Have you ever climbed into bed after a long day, ready to sleep, only for your brain to suddenly wake up? Out of nowhere, it starts replaying embarrassing moments, awkward conversations, mistakes from years ago, or imagining things that haven't even happened yet. Maybe you sent someone a message, and they didn't reply. A few minutes later, your mind begins asking questions. Did I say something wrong? Are they upset with me? Did I ruin our friendship? Before you know it, you've created an entire story with almost no evidence. If this has ever happened to you, you're not alone. It's called overthinking, and almost everyone experiences it. But here's something surprising. Your brain isn't trying to make you anxious. It isn't trying to ruin your day. In fact, it's doing exactly what it evolved to do: protect you. To understand why we overthink, we have to travel back thousands of years. Imagine you're living in the prehistoric world. You're walking through a forest, searching for food. When you hear a sound in the bushes, it could be the wind, or it could be a predator. Your brain has to make a choice: ignore the sound and risk your life, or assume danger and stay alert. The humans who prepared for danger were more likely to survive. Generation after generation, our brains became incredibly good at asking one question: what could go wrong? That question helped our ancestors stay alive. But today, the world has changed much faster than our brains have. Most of us aren't running from wild animals anymore. Instead, we're worrying about exams, text messages, job interviews, social media, and what other people think of us. The survival system is still there. It just reacts to different kinds of uncertainty. Inside your brain is a small but powerful alarm system. Its job is to notice anything that might be dangerous. The problem is that it doesn't always know the difference between a real threat and an imagined one. Whenever information is missing, your brain dislikes the uncertainty. Instead of waiting patiently for the answer, it tries to fill in the blanks. And unfortunately, it usually fills those blanks with worst-case scenarios. That's why a simple unanswered message can become a story about rejection. That's why a small mistake at school can become a fear of failure. That's why one awkward conversation can replay in your mind for years. Your imagination is incredibly powerful. Sometimes it's so powerful that your body reacts as if the danger is real. Your heart beats faster, your muscles tighten, your breathing changes, yet nothing dangerous is actually happening. Here's something interesting. Your brain doesn't create these stories because it's broken. It creates them because, for thousands of years, expecting danger was often safer than ignoring it. So the goal isn't to stop your brain from thinking. The goal is to understand it. Imagine your thoughts are like trains arriving at a station. Every train represents a different thought. Some are useful, some are unnecessary. You don't have to get on every train that arrives. You can simply watch it pass. The same is true for your thoughts. Just because a thought appears doesn't mean it's true. Another way to think about it is like a smoke alarm. A smoke alarm is incredibly useful when there's a real fire. But imagine if it went off every time you made toast. It wouldn't mean the alarm was broken. It would simply mean it was being overly cautious. Your brain works in a similar way. Sometimes it sounds the alarm when there's no real danger. The first step toward breaking the cycle is becoming aware that you're overthinking. The second step is asking a simple question: do I have facts, or am I creating a story? That one question can interrupt the entire cycle. If you don't have enough evidence, your brain is probably filling the gaps with imagination, and imagination is not evidence. Next, bring your attention back to the present moment. Notice what you can see around you. Notice what you can hear. Take a slow breath. The present moment is where reality exists. Overthinking lives in imagined futures and replayed pasts. The more you practice returning to the present, the easier it becomes to step out of the endless loop. Remember, overthinking is a habit, and like every habit, it becomes weaker each time you choose facts instead of fear. Imagine carrying a backpack every day. At first, it's light, but as you keep adding worries, predictions, and imaginary problems, it becomes heavier and heavier. Most of the weight isn't real. It's made of stories that haven't happened. Now imagine removing just one unnecessary worry every day. Little by little, the backpack becomes lighter, not because life became easier, but because you changed the way you responded to your thought. This doesn't mean you'll never worry again. Everyone worries. The difference is learning which thoughts deserve your attention and which ones can simply pass by. Real peace doesn't come from having no thoughts. It comes from not believing every thought that enters your mind. So the next time